what would happen if a UFO crashed right in the middle of the town you're living in? It would be a done deal at this stage of the game. There would be no trying to cover it up anymore. Okay, there'd be too many people. There'd be live streaming on Facebook. It would be very difficult for our government, for that faction of our government, to put the clamp down on something like that. That's why I believe. That's one of the reasons why I believe that they're starting to come clean. Okay, that's why they have to. I mean, they're just the technology that regular day people have these days is just, it's so much more advanced than what we had 10 years ago. I mean, there's people you could buy infrared cameras, infrared video cameras, in super high definition. That the clarity is beautiful. You could film stuff at night. I mean, there's people doing this, and it's just going to get harder and harder to keep this thing secret anymore. So that's one of the reasons. I mean, there's probably other reasons here too, and I'm just not going to get into that. But one of the reasons has to be because it's getting to the point where it's going to be hard to pretend it's not going on anymore. Okay, so what do? They say, okay, yes, there's stuff, and Lou Elizondo, right? He might seem like he might be a renegade here. I'm not sure about that. Let's he might be part of the effort. This was all a big plan. Okay, so that's why. I mean, think about it. The technology we have to film things with the cell phones, the clarity, the high definition. It's gonna get more difficult because at some point there's gonna be something that's recorded or filmed or captured that's gonna be hard to say. I mean, there's stuff like right now. There's stuff like in the last 10 years, 20 years. I mean, in the last 10 years though, there's a lot of different things that have been recorded with cell phones that are amazing. The clarity is different than it's not like these older images. Some of them are very clear. Again, you can't say, you don't have the physical proof to say, hey, here it is, but you have the visual proof, and it's going to get harder and harder as more people start seeing these images and start realizing, So that's why, that's one of the reasons why they're coming out with this information, because it's getting harder, and and plus it does seem like there's a lot more sightings these days. It seems like there's been an uptick. I mean, it's all the time, in days of old. I mean, most people didn't walk around with a camera in their back pocket, or let alone a video camera, so we were lucky to have the shots that we had from years past, because usually when a UFO shows up, it's there and then it's gone. It doesn't they usually don't stick around long. So we're lucky to have things like the Rex Heflin images and the McMinnville photos and whatnot. So it's getting harder. It's getting harder for them to keep this under wraps. So they got to say, okay, we got to at least say that there's things out there we don't know what they are. That covers us. Okay, that's good. But you know those things are there the whole time, though. They were there before 2004. Okay, you knew that. We know that you know that. We know that you knew that. They've been around a long time. People have been seeing this stuff for a long time, and personnel, military personnel, government personnel, they've been lying, and maybe for good reason. There's things I'm sure I do not know. I don't have any. I know they're coming here, but I don't know, the true purpose. I can't sit there and say, well, they're coming here because this or that. I can't really say. I can only speculate on why they're here, but they are here. And you guys might have good reason not to, in fact, we talk about the reasons on this podcast a lot. Definitely the military reasons are the top reason. Reverse engineering these things is top priority one, no question. The panic, I'm sure that's probably factored in there. Nowadays, I don't think that really. It doesn't seem like people are so embroiled in their own lives and their own politics and the stuff that's going on in the world. I'm not sure. Even if you did come out and say, "Yeah, guess what? Extraterrestrials are here." If somebody in Washington was suddenly to go up to a podium and say, "Yeah, we've been lying. Sorry, we had to keep it secret for this reason and that reason and this reason. But yeah, we're going to admit right now that extraterrestrials have been visiting this planet, and they're responsible for this percentage of UFO reports, and if that happened, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure what the reaction would be by the mainstream or by the general public. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm already there. I'd love it. I'd be like, oh yeah, this is great. Now give us some more information. What do you know? It'd be so nice to get that, get some more information on what is known about these. Like how many kinds of entity or how many kinds of beings from, how many different planets, like how many different species are coming here. What do you know about that? Like give us what have you figured out? Like that'd be neat from that aspect. That's why I want this cover up to be done with, because I want to know more stuff. I'm just interested. But I don't know about the rest of. I'm not sure the rest of the world would care. It doesn't seem like they made there wasn't too much of a deal made out of the, just reporting that admitting that they don't know what they are. I mean, as far as I was concerned, that's just, you might as well just say it. Yeah, extraterrestrials, it must be. That should have been the conclusion, because if these objects are defying physics, who made them? Extraterrestrials made them. That's who made them. We all know that. That Tic Tac that David Fravor saw, that was extraterrestrial. That wasn't somebody from China or Russia. And it wasn't ours. It was extraterrestrial. And it wasn't natural phenomenon, by the way, either. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I believe that it's going to be, the day that maybe the way they're handling, maybe this is the right way, to slowly spoon feed it. Maybe this is the correct way of doing things. And maybe so then the impact of, it's extraterrestrials isn't that great on the people who just don't believe or who weren't sure.